In this video, I'm going to show you how to write decimals as fractions and fractions as decimals. So we're going to start with writing a decimal as a fraction. I have a decimal here, 0.09, and let's go over our place values before we get into how to write it as a fraction. I know that this 0 is in our ones place, this 0 is in our tenths place, and this 9 is in our hundredths place. Okay, so rewriting this decimal as a fraction is really simple. All I have to do is this. I know that I have 0 ones. I also have 0 in the tenths place. And I have 9 in the hundredths place. So I have 9 hundredths. When I add these together, I have 9 hundredths. So this decimal can be rewritten as 9 hundredths. Let's do another one. I'm going to go with, let's go with 0.15. We're going to do this exactly the same. This is our ones place. This is our tenths place. And this is our hundredths place. Okay, so I can rewrite 0.15 as 0 ones plus, I have 1 in the tenths place, so I can write that as 1/10, plus I have 5 in the hundredths place, so I can rewrite that as 5 hundredths. And we know from what we learned in the last video that when we add these together, we need to make sure that our fractions are equivalent, okay? So how we make the tenths equivalent to the hundredths is we add our 0 to the bottom and 0 to the top. Now we can add these together. 10 plus 5 is 15, and I keep my denominator the same. So 0.15 can be written as a fraction as 15 hundredths. Okay, we'll do one more. Okay, we're going to go with 7.32. We're going to rewrite this as a fraction. This is our ones place. This is our tenths place. And this is our hundredths place. Okay, here we go. How many ones do I have? I have 7 ones plus 3 tenths. I have 3 in the tenths place. Plus 2 hundredths. I have 2 in the hundredths place. So what do we need to do first? We need to make our fractions equivalent. To make this equivalent fractions, I can add a 0 and a 0. Now they are both hundredths. Okay, so my answer is I get 7 wholes and 32 hundredths. So 7.32 can be written as 7 and 32 hundredths. These are the same. Okay, now what we're going to do is I'm going to go back and I'm going to teach you how to write a fraction as a decimal. And it's actually really simple. Okay, so we're going to start with this fraction, 5/10. And down here we are going to write our same place values that we just had. There's our ones. Here's our tenths. And here's our hundredths place. Okay, so how many wholes do we have? Do we have any ones? I don't see anything here. We have 0 ones. Okay, how many tenths do we have? Well, I see here that I have 5 tenths. And do we have any hundredths? I don't see any hundredths here. So this is our decimal. It's as simple as that. 0.50, or you can just write 0.5, is the same as 5/10. Okay, let's do a couple more. All right, we're going to do 9 hundredths. Okay, so we're going to go back and we're going to write our ones place, our tenths place, and our hundredths place. Okay, do I have any numbers in the ones place? Do I have any wholes? No, I don't have any. Do I have any tenths? I don't see any tenths. I have 900ths, but I don't have any tenths. And I do have 900ths. So here's our decimal. 0.09 is the same as 900ths. And we're going to do one more. This one's going to be a little bit harder, just to give us kind of a challenge. We're going to go with 3 27/100ths. And what we need to do first is write out our place values. There's our ones place, our decimal, our tenths place, and our hundredths place. So I have 3 ones here. I can put 3 in the ones place. Now, I see that I don't have tenths, but I do have 27/100ths. So do you guys think I'm going to write it like this? Does that look right to you? 3.27? No, that's not right. So I'm actually going to show you how we actually write it is like this. We put the 2 in the tenths place and the 7 in the hundredths place. Okay? And you might be asking why. And the answer is because I know that 27/100ths is the same as 20/100ths plus 7/100ths, okay? And 20/100ths is the same as 2/10ths. So that's where we get that. We have 3 in the ones place. We have 2/10ths and 7/100ths. Because we know 2/10ths plus 7/100ths is the same as 27/100ths, okay? I'm going to do one more. I know I said this was the last one, but I want to do just one more to make sure we've got that because that was really tricky. We're going to go with 8, and let's do 33/100ths. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write my place values. There's my ones place, my decimal point, my tenths place, and my hundredths place, okay? How many ones do I have? Well, I have 8 wholes, okay? So I have 8 in the ones place. Now, do I want to write, I see I have 33/100ths. Do we want to write it like this? No, we don't want to write it like that. How we actually want to write it is like this. We have 33/100ths. And we do this because I know that 3/10ths plus 3/100ths is going to give me 33/100ths. Okay? So 8.33 is the same as 8 and 33/100ths.